It is Monday, September 1st, 2025, and it is a Labor Day. I hope you're having a great day off. I know I am, and I'm excited to talk bold predictions today, fantasy MVPs, and my guys. We're going to touch on those a little bit, but mainly today we will be touching on bold predictions, and I cannot wait. So strap in, get ready, have some fun, get ready to roast me because I know you will. You know what? Don't roast me. Be nice today, guys. This is my last day. Actually, I'm going to be live on Wednesday while I'm on an airplane. I'm not going to tell you when, but be nice to me today, guys. I don't want to be. Don't be rude to me. Thank you. Let's start the show.
You're watching Cold Brews and Hot Takes, only on Fantasy Now Plus.
Oh yes, yes. It is a great Monday morning. Cold brews and hot takes is ready to go, but I'm not having any cold brews today. I'm having some emergency. I had a lot of fantasy drafts this weekend, and I am going on an airplane in about 2 days, and I'm heading on the West Coast. And it was a very stormy, wet, rainy weekend here in Florida. And my nasals, right? Getting a little stuffy. And I'm like, this ain't happening before Vegas, guys. I ain't getting sick. I'm not missing this trip. So a lot of emergency is in my future today and tomorrow and before the flight. Don't worry, guys. If I'm super sick, I will cancel. I'm not that much of a selfish person, but I will be enjoying my trip out there, and I really hope I'm not super sick. What is going on, Jamie? Good morning, and everyone else in the chat, join on in. Are you excited for your bold predictions? I want to hear y'all's bold predictions. Mine, I only have a couple. Usually, I'm super strong on bold predictions, and I'm super wrong on bold predictions, and I usually get my comeuppance. People go, "Well, I thought Garrett Wilson was supposed to score 22 touchdowns." Well, I thought Garrett Wilson was. Listen, there's no Garrett Wilson bold predictions today. I am off that train. As soon as Bustin Field signs with the New York Jets, I'm off just Garrett Wilson. So there will be no Garrett Wilson talk today, but we are going to talk some bold predictions. What are bold predictions? How do we view bold predictions? Did Justin just spoil one of my bold predictions? Possibly. Today we are taking swings. We're throwing darts. We are blindfolding ourselves and we are rowing our boat, just like that Bird Box movie back in the, I don't even know when it came out. I never seen it, but it was a big phenomenon back in the day. We're closing our eyes and we're just going to like, screw it. This is what we're going to do today. I will get hate. We will get hate. Everyone does, because we have keyboard warriors who think that, oh, he said this, he or she must be an idiot. But they don't read the title, bold predictions. Don't worry. They'll come. And it's fine. I embrace it. That's what the fantasy community is all about. Embracing the hate, I guess. But I think everyone makes bold predictions. I don't think many of them come true, but we don't fact check them. That's a beautiful thing about bold predictions. Nobody fact checks until you're wrong. When you're right, nobody cares. Nobody thinks anything of it. I remember one year Cam Akers was going like super late in ADP, and then we used to do our bold predictions after like the Super Bowl, stupidly. And one of my bold predictions was like, I think Cam Akers is going to be a first round pick, and he was rising up the boards, and he became one. And no one said, "Hey Josh, good call on that Cam Akers." They were just like, "Oh, he's an idiot. He failed. You sucked." Yep, I didn't say he was going to be good. People I said he was going to rise up the ranks. Um, Another bold prediction Justin just wants to take from me. It's great. Make sure you hate on. I hope you hate on all my bold predictions because they're not that crazy. Really, this year I was more. What's the word? Cautious with my bold predictions. I've learned at my old age I can't just shoot for the moon and say nonsense and have it come true. That doesn't work anymore. I'm a little older now. I'm a little wiser. I understand that these actually do need critical thinking. You can't just spew out, I think Lamar Jackson's going to throw for 8,000 yards and 52 touchdowns. That doesn't work. Justin, in the chat, listen, I know you've been saying it for months. One did come. Tyler Warren's on my list today. We're going to be talking Tyler Warren today. That's a promise. And it's because of I've been doing all my drafts and I've done all my home leagues and all my drafts are complete. Actually, that's a lie. I have one tomorrow night. It's my work league, which whatever. It's a work league. It's fun. We play for a title belt. I won the title belt a couple years ago. Didn't win it last year. So it's not like it's super serious. It's just a work league we all just have fun with. But all my serious leagues are up. All my serious leagues are done. I'm gonna send some of these predictions of fantasy receipts. Hey, I'm not on X, buddy. Jamie, I'm not on X. I'm not going to see it. Make sure you send a postcard. Tell him to send me a postcard with my bad takes. I'll take that. I'll frame that if I get one of those one day. But before we get into our bold predictions, I got to let you know where to find us, where to see these bold predictions, where to see them in published written form. You want to go to fantasynowplus.com. It's where our rankings are, waivers, articles, and more. Early in the year, Justin asked all of us to put our bold predictions out. And he was just going to put them on the website as like a little quote. Once you log into the website, they just scroll on through. Mine at the time was, people are going to be very, and this wasn't specific to a stat, or I think this player is going to X this amount. I didn't do that. I said, I think fantasy managers are going to be very upset they took Ashton Genty over Cam Ward in Superflex leagues. That was my bold prediction. I think that Cam Ward, I don't think any quarterback should be passed over on in Superflex leagues in dynasty formats over running backs or receivers. I think it's silly. Unless they're like once in a lifetime generational players. Quarterbacks are king in Superflex. I think it's silly. Cam Ward was too far down. He fell in all my leagues down to like pick 4, 5, 6. It was ridiculous. That was my bold prediction. I'm not saying it's coming true, but I think people are more on the Cam Ward bandwagon than they were before. And I think that's the product of drafting way too early and not knowing the actual situations with players. So that was my bold prediction back then. Things have changed. Good morning, Zach. Good morning. What's your bold prediction, Zach? That's what we're talking today. We're talking bold predictions. Anyway, I was going into the plugs and I went into another rant. I apologize. We'll get back to it. Find us on Blue Sky, Fantasy Now Plus. I am not there. I actually deleted the app. Full disclosure, I couldn't take it anymore. Some people were just too much. I decided, instead of arguing with people, because I don't argue, but I wanted to. I was such in a bad mood this weekend. I wanted to because of all this rain and nonsense. Just deleted it. But you can find me on Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. I was on there last night talking to myself because nobody wanted to admit that you is back, baby. We're back. We're so back. We are so back, baby. I don't watch college football. That was the first college football game I watched in a very long time. And wow, we are back. I said we like a freaking mark. Like I'm part of the team. The U is back. I can't wait. Chat.fantasynowplus.com. That's where you can find our Discord. We talk college football. We talk real life football, which yes, college football is not real football. It's semi-pro. Bad football. We talk real football. We talk fantasy football, trade discussions, orphans you want to throw in there, all that fun stuff, all that great stuff. And yes, of course, Fins Talk Sports Network, where football lives. Miami Dolphins football. If you are a huge Miami Dolphins fan, make sure you check out Fins Talk Sports Network. I am live over there on Saturdays as well, talking wrestling, right? We talk wrestling, no holds barred. We did a whole episode on if John Cena never turned heel, what would have happened? We talk about that. So go ahead and no holds barred on Fins Talk Sports Network, Saturdays, 5 p.m. All right, man, let's get into it. What's going on? Good morning, Andrew. Edo says, Derrick Henry finishes running back 1. Yes. I agree with that. I love that. I am in for Derrick Henry finishing running back 1. He was going obviously in the first round. By the way, I did a lot of live drafts and I put stickers on boards. Derrick Henry was not involved. I don't know if it's a contract situation. Maybe his agent's like, nah, you can't have a sticker. I don't know what it was. But Derrick Henry did not have a sticker all weekend in any draft I appeared in. So, understood. I'm a fan of Miami only because of The Rock. There we go. The final boss. Listen, I'm a fan of Miami because I'll be honest with you. When I was growing up, I live in SEC city or country, right? I live in Tampa. We are a huge Gators or Florida State. That's what it is. When you go to elementary school, when you go to middle school, it's like the teachers are like, you're either team Florida State, team Florida. That's what you are here. There's no in between. I'm a contrarian. I go against the grain. I always do. I always have. Screw your Florida State. Screw your Florida. I went Miami. That's the only reason. That's literally it. That's why. And that's why we're the champions, baby. But Edo says McCaffrey finishes outside the top 10. Oh man, don't put that bad juju on CMC this early, dude. It is too early to be hating on CMC, but I can definitely see it happening. Oh, I don't want it to happen. Don't say that. Don't. It's gross seeing him being drafted in the second round everywhere. Yesterday and the day before, but it happened. FSU, yes, they won. I trolled my friend this morning. Miami's back. Florida State's back. And Florida's just the same old, beating up on cupcakes week 1. Get it. The University of I'm not going to go into it. University of Florida fans and their organization, what a joke they are. What a joke. They stopped playing Miami back in the day because they were tired of getting their ass beat. And so now they open up with cupcakes and they play nothing but cupcakes. Florida's a joke, bro. Anyone that comes out of Florida, any professional, look at it, Anthony Richardson. Do I need to say anything else? I digress. All right. Bold predictions before I keep on going on tangents over here. Tyler Warren. I know, Justin, I'm stealing this from you. But the more and more I think about it, the more. Did you guys see a guy bet the $1 million on Texas money line? Oh my goodness, Jamie. No, but I watched that game live, and I don't want to say anything bad about Archie right now. But oh my goodness, he's got to improve his game. Oh my goodness. All right, Tyler Warren finishes top 6 in fantasy. That's what Justin Barrowley said. And I kind of backed him on this. But I'm going to up it up. I'm going to say top 4. What grade would you give this draft? 14-team league. Andrew, let me get into my Tyler Warren stuff first, and then I'll go to your draft, because I am interested in draft. If anyone drafted over the weekend, throw it in the comments. I will read the comments. I will throw your draft out there, and I will grade it, because I definitely want to. I enjoy that kind of stuff. So, and again, Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. Join the Discord. It's in the description. Throw your teams in there as well. We have a whole bunch, all of our guys, everyone, Will, Justin, Sean. If I'm missing someone right now, it's early. Pudge, we'll all chime in and we'll give you some tips and tricks on your rosters. Tyler Warren. You know, it's a plus that he has Daniel Jones throwing him the football. If he did not have Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback week 1, I would not have this bold take on Tyler Warren finishing top 6 or top 4. Because I don't think Anthony Richardson can get the job done. He's not consistent enough. Justin's a huge Colts fan on this network. You know, he talks about the Colts all the time. We'll be talking about them Wednesday, I'm sure, with our showdown. My brother's a huge Colts fan. He's super stoked about Daniel Jones starting. I don't see one person being upset anymore that Daniel Jones is the starter of this team. He brings consistency to this offense, and someone that can give them a little bit more of a week-to-week better chance to win football games than Anthony Richardson, which you don't know. You don't know. He's not polished yet. He's not ready yet. He was not ready for the big game. All right, so back to Mr. Tyler Warren. Daniel Jones, when he had Evan Ingram in 2019, he did give him 109 targets in 14 games, and Evan Ingram finished in tight end 7 that year. Tight end 7, not 6, not where we want to be, but he was there. And you got to understand that was a totally different offense. I understand. But Daniel Jones tends to favor the high percentage middle throws. He does not like to go deep. He does not want to go on the outside. He just can't do it. He's not talented enough to do that. So he sticks where he knows where his bread and butter is. The middle of the field, short throws, throw it over the middle, high percentage throws. Why not? And that's where Tyler Warren is going to be. They don't really have many other options. Like, I know people love Josh Downs, and he could be that guy. And I do love Josh Downs. Don't get me wrong. I do love Josh Downs. But that's a receiver versus a tight end. Tight ends don't need that much to be a top 6 tight end in these days. They just don't. The Colts offense last year, they didn't have a tight end to go to. They were all trash. They were all underwhelming. Mo Ali Cox, no, never. Kylie Grant, never. Now they finally have a legit tight end prospect out of college. He was touted as being a first-round pick, someone that is going to add to an offense right away. And I think he's going to earn the 80 to 100 targets that he needs to become a top 6 or top 4 tight end. When they get to the red zone, who is their option? Can someone tell me their passing threat option in the red zone? It's not Michael Pittman. As much as we want him to be one, he's just not it. He was supposed to be baby Mike Evans, and he's just He hasn't reached that potential. He has no upside. He's just there. He's just a tall guy that can catch balls once in a while. He's not Devontae Adams, Mike Evans when it comes to the red zone. He's not. Josh Downs is not going to be the red zone guy. He could be, like, he could do those little zigzag things, the little element things. He's just not gonna. That's a possibility. Jonathan Taylor, yes. If they run the ball in, I'm all in for that. Let's do it, baby. I love JT this year. But for the passing game specifically, Tyler Warren does bring you that. He does bring you the touchdown upside that the tight ends have lacked from the Indianapolis Colts. So it's very realistic this year that he could score anywhere between 6 to 9 touchdowns. That right there alone boosts him up the tight end rankings. He's very athletic out of Penn State, like we said before, big slot receiver type. He's not just a blocker. He can separate. He can separate against linebackers. Linebackers and safeties are going to have a hard time covering him, especially if Michael Pittman draws double coverage, which I hope he doesn't because he's not good enough. But if he does, Tyler Warren's going to be wide open, man. Listen, the path to the tight end 6 is pretty simple. 60 catches, 750 yards, 6 touchdowns. The average tight end scored 170. The average tight end 6 scored 177.7 points since 2020. 177.74. That's easily doable. Last year, Mark Andrews was the tight end 6, 55 catches, 673 yards, 11 touchdowns. The touchdowns will put him over the top. And that's what I'm talking about with Tyler Warren. The touchdowns will put him over the top if he can get to that 6 to 9 range. The targets aren't going to be a problem. If he gets targeted 80 times, he's coming down with at least 60 of them. That's 60 catches, more than Mark Andrews last year. So easily Tyler Warren, his projections could be 650 yards, 6 to 9 touchdowns, boom, right there. Tight end 4. That's what I'm predicting. So bottom line, Daniel Jones stays healthy. They don't play the quarterback carousel. We don't see Anthony Richardson. We don't see that anchor come in and sink this ship. We can have a very successful year for Tyler Warren. And I think that he's being underdrafted. I'm just going to say it. I think he's being underdrafted. So that's my guy right there, Tyler Warren, #1 bowl prediction. How say you, chat? Now let me catch up with the chat. Oh, man. Andrew, let's go to your team real quick. He's got a 14 team, full PPR. He had the last pick. He went Bo Nix, Josh Jacobs, Achane, McLaurin, Tyreek, Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. He goes kicker. I'm not kidding. I don't say kickers' names. No respect to kickers in this format. Minnesota defense. I do respect that because I do play in one league with defenses, and I wanted them so bad I got snapped. Godwin, when he comes back, he's a stud. Eckler, Lawrence, and Strange. That's pretty good. I don't know why they gave you an F. I mean, that's pretty dang good. The only thing I could say, your weak spot is going to be if Achane can't get past his injury. I know you drafted him pretty high. I avoided Achane in all drafts this weekend because I'm afraid of his legs. I'm afraid that he's not going to be able to play 17 games this year. Tyreek Hill's going to bounce back. We already talked about him on this network, so definitely love Tyreek Hill. Godwin, man, it's when he comes back. They're saying week 5. I don't know what the national media is saying, but here, close. And I will say this. Every time I bring up a Tampa player and you guys are like, oh, he thinks he knows everything. The local media is actually always right. The national media is way wrong. Godwin's slated back for week 5. Week 5 is when he'll probably return. So that's good. I'll take that all day. And when Godwin comes back, he's going to take that role. And that doesn't mean Emeka Mbuka is going to take some snaps off. McMillan's out. McMillan may never play football again. Emeka Mbuka is going to be a huge player this year, and Godwin's going to be a huge player this year. It's just where are they going to play them? If Godwin's on the outside, I'm worried. I don't think they'll do that. They're not stupid enough to do that. Godwin's got to play on the inside. But that's where Emeka wants to play as well. So that's going to be tough. Maybe too many cooks in one kitchen there. All right. What else we got going on? Yahoo gave you an F. Yahoo gave me an F too. On my one draft, I drafted on Yahoo. One draft I drafted on Yahoo, they gave me an F. Well, F you, Yahoo. I probably deserved it, to be honest with you. They don't customize it to be super flex. My league's a super flex league, and I went double quarterback. I went Josh Allen. I picked 9. I went Josh Allen, and then I went around and I got Joe Burrow. I said, screw it. I'm going double. Back in the day, I used to play Call of Duty, and I used to do double shotguns, Rangers. Boom, boom, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm running out with my double shotguns. Boom, boom. Burrow, Josh Allen, I'm already locked into the playoffs. They gave me an F. Cool. So sweet. Bowl prediction: Ginty will be mid, finish in the 20 to 30 range. Oh, come on. Come on. I've drafted Ginty in the first round almost everywhere if he's available. Come on. Don't hurt me like that. Don't hurt my feelings. Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year. I could easily see that happening. Tyler Warren is the new Dallas Clark. Finally, homies living in the 90s. I love it. Just like my Hurricanes. I live in the 90s too. It's cool. I like it. Colts have blah, blah, blah. No more Colts talk here. They also have Pittman and Pierce. Of course, they have Pittman and Pearson. I like both those players. I really do. But are they really superstars? Let's think back. Are they good enough to ever be fantasy relevant on a week-to-week basis? No. Tyler Warren is. All right, Jamie, I'm going to get to you. Then I'm going to get back to my next bold prediction, which is not stolen by anyone. I did not steal this next bold prediction. It's all thought out by myself. Jamie drafted a 12-team PPR 0.5 tight end premium. He left with Fields and Lawrence. Sweet. Lamb, Sutton, Chase Brown, Walker, Kittle, Pollard, Devontae Smith. That's one heck of a lineup right there. I'm just going to say right there, applaud. That's phenomenal. Jaylen Warren, Ray Davis, Shipley, Jake Ferguson, Tillman, Addison. And listen, you went high upside on the bench. I like it. Addison, when he comes back, people didn't want to draft him because of his suspension. I love it. High upside. Ayuk, same situation. When he comes back, is he going to be relevant? I hope so. But that's another player you can just throw on your IR if you have an IR spot like that. Some leagues only have one. I prefer to have two of mine. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I'd be curious to see how Yahoo graded that. I'm curious to see what Yahoo did. Yahoo just throws out some funky I'm not going to cuss anymore. Funky ace stuff out there. They really do. I don't understand it. Next bold prediction. Oh my goodness. I'm ready for the hate here. Rookie defensive back will catch 100 balls under head coach Liam Cohen, Duval, with Trevor Lawrence as his quarterback. Oh boy. How do you get the Yahoo grades? You just go into the Yahoo app, and I'm not allowed to have my phone on me because my producer or my boss Sean yelled at me, so I can't have my phone on me. But it's right here. It's on Yahoo. If you go there, if you click on your team, there should be a draft grade at your top right, I believe. I got a big fat F. Woo! Or they might email you your results as well, Jamie. They might email your results. All right, so Travis Hunter, the defensive back, 1,000% is going to catch 100 balls in this offense. Sleeper doesn't give out grades. I don't think they give out grades. I don't think they do. They should. They should start doing that. I'm sure that's coming soon. They just added the Guillotine League. They're adding new things every single year, so the draft grade should be coming soon. Travis Hunter with Liam Cohen modeled an offense around Chris Godwin last year. He had high volume, low average depth of target. That's what I want to see from Travis Hunter. Godwin averaged 7.1 yards per catch per game. He had an 80% catch rate, and then he was hurt. People forget Chris Godwin was going to be the wide receiver 1 in the whole league if it wasn't for that injury, which I've cussed out Todd Bowles on this podcast 1,000 times, so I'm not going to do it again. But if Chris Godwin wasn't left on the field in a meaningless game with under a minute to go, Chris Godwin would have been the wide receiver 1 last year. And we would have been talking about Chris Godwin coming into the season instead of others. So Chris Godwin, because of Liam Cohen, really, really took a step forward. Now you go, Chris Godwin's always been good. Chris Godwin's been awesome. He has. But look at the year previously with Canellis as their offensive coordinator in Tampa. He played him on the outside. He played him in a totally different role. He's like, oh, Chris Godwin, you're going to play my system because I say so. Whereas Liam Cohen goes into an offense and goes, who are my players? How do I delegate this? How do I leverage everyone's opportunities? How do I make sure he plays here, you play here? Where's the best fit? And I feel like he's going to do that with Travis Hunter. I don't think Travis Hunter is going to be playing on the outside, going deep all the time, freaking getting winded. Remember, he's playing defensive back as well. He's going to be best served in the slot, and he's going to play in the slot. Oh, who did Liam Cohen help freaking ball out in the slot? Someone named Chris Godwin, and I don't know, Cooper freaking Kupp. Those are 2 all-stars right there. I'm not saying all because of Liam Cohen, but I'm saying their numbers did go up because of him. Now, if he can do that in Duval with a Trevor Lawrence, with a Brian Thomas on the other side, taking a lot of coverage away, opening Travis Hunter down the middle, where Trevor Lawrence feels comfortable. Trevor Lawrence is not a deep throw passer. He never has been. He's always been the dump off guy. And that's okay. But Lawrence does complete passes over 20 yards. 63% he completes 63% of his passes over 20 yards. That's pretty good. That's not horrible. That's not terrible. Well, that's going to leave a lot of things open in the middle. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to set that streak out there, and we're going to see a lot of Travis Hunter running a little bit of crossing routes, slant routes, and Travis Hunter is going to create separation, and then boom, yards after the catch. I think Travis Hunter is going to be peppered with 100 balls this year. He's going to do it. It is very, very plausible. He's a rookie. That's fine. Who has the rookie reception record right now? I can tell you it's Brock Bowers. Last year, 112 catches. Who's second? Malik Neighbors, 109 catches last year. Who's third? Puka, 2023, 105. Who's fourth? Jalen Waddle, 104. These rookies are getting it done. And it's not like, oh, that happened years ago. That happened. No, this is very common and very, I guess, new age football here. They're peppering these rookies with targets. I was listening to the local radio show a couple of days ago, and they're having an argument on Mecca Mbuka and how he's a rookie. He should only get about 40 to 50 targets this year. He's an old school guy. He doesn't understand rookies just a step. They come in right away. College football is not what it was back in the day. College football, like I said, is bad semi-pro football now. That's all it is. So these players are conditioned and coached up to be a semi-pro player already to be transitioned to the NFL. It's not like how it was back in the day. So I can easily see Travis Hunter coming into the league, getting that many targets. I'm just worried about his defensive snaps. I don't think that I hope that they understand that he's more better served on the offense than he is on the defense. And that's where they package him. Okay, third down, go out there and play DB. But we need you on offense. There's only been 5 rookies ever in the NFL to actually achieve 100 catches in the NFL. I already rattled off the rookie season. I rattled off Brock Bowers, Neighbors, Puka, Waddle. The 5th one was 2003, Anquan Bolden. He had 101. That was a special year too. So I definitely think Travis Hunter can easily hit that mark. How say you people? Am I being crazy? I don't think I am. I think Travis Hunter, I've drafted him everywhere. If you know me, that's why I'm going to transition to my guys. I don't even need to go into it anymore. Travis Hunter is my effing guy this year. I think he's going to be a revolution. I think he's going to be probably the best rookie receiver we've seen in a long time. I want Travis Hunter to succeed so much, and I think Liam Cohen in that offense is going to help him thrive. And that's when we see Trevor Lawrence finally make his comeback, and he finally shows everybody who he is. That's what Trevor Lawrence needed his entire career. Look at him. We're judging him off of his previous coaching hires. He finally has a legitimate one that can get him over the hump. So here it is. Oh, hi, Craig. What's going on? There it is. Those are my bold predictions. I'm only throwing out 2 because I thought of some other ones, but I'm like, are they really bold? Are they really bold to say Joe Burrow's going to throw 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns? Yeah, everyone says that. Trust me, I looked it up. Everyone said it. It's not really bold anymore. Everybody's saying it. Here's a bold one I want to throw out to you guys. And this is, I have no stats on it. Just thought about it real quick. Lamar Jackson, he threw 41 touchdowns last year. Lamar Jackson's my MVP. We're not going to go into that anymore. Lamar Jackson was the true MVP last year. They gave it to Josh Allen out of pity. Go look at the stats, brothers. It's true. Lamar's the real MVP. But I can easily see a world where Lamar wins the MVP this year. He is my pick to win the MVP. He's going to be the fantasy MVP. He's going to throw for 40 touchdowns again. He's going to rush for 800 to 900 yards. He's going to rush for about 5 to 7 rushing touchdowns. Lamar's going to be the fantasy MVP. That's in the title of the show, so I have to put that out there. He's my fantasy MVP, and he's my real-life MVP. And when I'm in Vegas, I'm betting that 1,000%. So easy money made for me, unless the NFL wants to pity some other white quarterback that they feel sorry for. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, they pitied him because he can't win because he's not good enough to win. Jamie uses Dynasty Daddy for grades because it gives a whole league breakdown. I'm interested in Dynasty Daddy for grades because I've never heard of that before. So I'm going to go check that out after this show, 1000%, because I want to see some of my sleeper grades. I like to see what other people think about my terrible drafts. But that's going to do it for the show. Again, this is the last show before the season. This is the last flag plants we have until the season. So make sure you get yours in. Sound off in the chat. I know a lot of you people have already put your bold predictions in the chat. I want to see some more. I want to log in tomorrow onto my YouTube account. I want to see more bold predictions for all the people that are catching the show after the fact. I want to know some crazy stuff. I want to know if you agree with Travis Hunter. I want to know if you agree with Tyler Warren. And again, if I'm wrong, just say I'm wrong, and it's okay. We'll move on, and we'll get better. We'll stave water, like the footballers say, and we'll just adjust and get better the next day. 1% every day, people. That's what we can do. 1% every day. All right, make sure you follow us everywhere. FantasyNowPlus.com, where you can see our rankings, articles, all the fun stuff over there. We have a great draft guide over there. If you're still drafting, make sure you check that out. We have a big announcement that I can't announce yet. I know I should have probably teased this up front. We have a big announcement. I don't know if it's been announced or I don't know if I can announce it, but I'm not going to. But something big is happening, and we're gonna probably announce it tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not gonna give a hard date. That's up to Justin. But hey, go to our socials, Blue Sky, Fantasy Now Plus. That's where it's probably going to be announced, 1000%. I asked them this morning. I asked the bosses, the brass rings up there. I said, hey, can I announce this today? They said, no, hold off, wait till it's posted.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.